The Two Gun Pixie presents live viewer comments and AMA. Sure. Yeah. Hey, what's up? So, this has been the busiest, craziest last like 4 weeks I've ever had behind the scenes for this stuff here for Two Gun Pixie, as well as most of you already know the new project that I'm hoping to have go public big time. I've been sort of doing a soft opening, you could say, a little bit, but we are doing a professional game master service. This is what we're doing. There you go. Focused enough for you to see. For right now, check out our Facebook. We're still working on the website. Having some problems with that. May have to go professional. Having a lot of problems. Shouldn't be taking me 4 months to get this thing up and going. The biggest problem I'm having is it needs to be done like a menu, right? I have to have the list of games, which I have, the different tiers, because I'm offering different tiers of play. As far as role-playing games go, as dirt cheap as $20 a player. If you want the silver tier, and that's just basic imagination stuff, I bring the books, I bring the dice, dry erase mat, and also the partnership. That's another thing. We did score a partnership for both Two Gun Pixie here as well as the Adventurers Union. So that is thanks to our own partner, Tom Vulo, Thomas Sidney Vulo, our co-creator and partner here at Two Gun Pixie. He is a producer over at Nickelodeon. Yeah, we have a Nickelodeon connection. And several years ago, he got me these jars, these adventure scent jars. And they're really, really amazing. I did that one the other night. Here, let's look at this one. So this is welcoming in. So welcoming in, and you shake it up. It really kind of activates it. And I mean, odor doesn't apply on video, but let me tell you, this does. It smells here like this is gonna work. Go ahead, scratch and sniff. It smells like an inn. It smells like there's like potatoes and roast beef or something. It's really, really nice. So these set the tone. They help the imagination, the suspension of disbelief, while you're playing a role-playing game. So I reached out to them, and they're going to be sending me a bunch of these $5 packets, which I'm probably going to be using as giveaways. And then I got, besides the 4 I have here, I got 6 different of these jars coming with different scents on them. So really cool, fun that we have a partnership here going. So the big thing is I have all of the, as this shows, I have all of the social media up and going. All of it, everything that's shown here, we have up and going. We got our Blue Sky, we got our TikTok, we got our Threads, we got our X, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. We have all that up and going. And for right now, mainly check us out on Facebook for the moment until our website is up. That's where a lot of the information, the booking is all there. So check that out. So that's been so much time. But I'm at a brick wall and doing this menu with the different tiers, because each game, as I was saying, has 3 different tiers to buy for role-playing games. If you want some flat terrain stuff, that's the gold tier. The platinum tier is I build scenes with like warlock tiles or tenfold dungeon, things like that. Build 3D stuff. And on top of that, it's per person that's playing with a minimum of 4. So it's all this stacked and variable pricings, just like you would find in a restaurant menu or something, And that's really killing us here. I'm at a brick wall. I've been banging my head for like the last month to get over this hump. My wife's looked at it a few times, but let's face it, she's really not any more versed in this than me. We're both amateurs when it comes to making a website. So right now, the idea I'm flirting with, and we're going to be talking about this, me and my wife are going to be talking about this tonight and tomorrow, I guess. I went on all 3 that to try to bounce it around. I went on ChatGTP, 4 or 5, whatever the latest is that I have, free that I have, the Google AI and Grok. And they all came back to me with, if I'm going professional, it's probably going to cost me anywhere from $2,000 to $3,000, maybe on average, to look at a professional website designer making the website. Um, I don't have that kind of money. So the idea now is, I was thinking Kickstarter. Well, I was thinking GoFundMe, but they all suggested that Kickstarter would be better than GoFundMe for this. So that's what we have to decide. Me and my wife are gonna have to decide if that's the route we're going or not, because this site is not building itself in 4 months. 4 months, and I don't have enough to go public with this. I don't have the menu stuff. I have a lot of the other stuff done. I got the blogs and vlogs I have for this. Testimonials are starting to come in from players. A Hall of Legends with some great pictures of setups, as well as groups and individuals having fun at my game. The opening page about who we are, what we do, about me. That's all there. Really, the thing that's really holding us back from going public right now is doing the whole damn pricing menu, and that's everything else is nice, but kind of like dressing in a sense, right? Because if I don't have the menu and the pricing and the calendar, also hooked up to a calendar, so I'm not double booking stuff. That's I can't figure that out. I mean, if this was just, and we're using Wix. Now, if this was just a basic website I was trying to put together with some photographs and some stories, some writing or something, I'd be no problem. I would have been done with it probably that same day. But having to go into the in-depth of like I was saying, the variable pricing, variable player count, calendar ties in, bookings, collect the money collection, right, through PayPal, Venmo, and all that stuff. I'm at a brick wall with that. So yeah, me and my wife are going to be discussing that tonight, tomorrow. But yeah, we don't have a couple of grand to drop into a professional. So we're going to try to probably, my thought is raise the money. So we have everything else ready to go with the Adventurers Union. I could start it up tomorrow. I could have it go completely public and start it up tomorrow. I'm so ready to go. But we don't have the website. We don't have the pricing. We don't have the menu. We don't have the calendar. That is literally the only thing holding this back from starting ASAP, which I want to do. I want to have this up and running, for October, because I have a lot of October Halloweeny kind of tie-ins and one-shots in mind. We are also, I mean, it can be played anytime. But I mean, what better time than Halloween to get people to buy, game sessions, one shots, 3 parts. I could do a campaign on this. This is a great time of year for that. Ravenloft. I got stuff out. I don't even know where I got my Ravenloft stuff now. I got somewhere with my notes here. Ravenloft. Perfect time of year for that. It's great. So, all right. So thanks for indulging me for 8.5 minutes here of talking about what's been going on behind the scenes with Two Gun Pixie and with the Adventurers Union, Local 218. So that's all. That's in New York City. So anywhere I can feasibly get to with mass transit, Uber if I have to, reasonably priced. Yeah, I'm willing to go and set things up. Have Game Will travel. So let's take a look. Let's take a look at some of the things that we had sent into us. Not a lot. Let's take a look at what's been sent into us this past month. Our old friend Starship Chiru Studios. Yes, I mispronounced that. I've been doing it for so long. It's kind of like an in-joke with me and them. They're old-time friends here at the channel. So Starship had a comment for Tabletop Takeout just the other day of Marvelous Villainous. Marvelous Villain. That would be a completely different game. But Marvel Villainous says, it looks fun. Is there one for DC? Unfortunately, no. No, there is not. Let me answer right now. No, there is not. Just the Marvel is what we have here. There is Star Wars. I'm letting Chiro know this now. And Disney Villainous. Those are the only ones so far. But Chiru, that is a great idea you have. And I'm often wondering about ideas with board game companies that have licenses for one of the two companies. Why not try to get the other license and then do a mashup? But as far as I know, maybe there's something in the contract where Marvel or DC says, that's verboten. That's not allowed. You have our contract to make games, but only our characters. You can't integrate characters from other systems, even if you have the rights to make a board game about them. I can see that being in the contract. Don't know that for sure, but why else would like all these companies, not give the fans a crossover? Like Lego. The Lego movies have rights to Marvel and they have rights to DC, and they've used the two characters, but they've never done a Marvel versus or Marvel teams up with DC Lego movie. That'd probably be the highest grossing movie of all time. And that goes the same for board games too. If they came out with a DC villainous, the smartest thing that they would do, because these games aren't really interchangeable. The three villainous games are not interchangeable. They're not expansions or standalone expansions of each other. Each one is its own game that has its own expansion sets to it, but they don't mix. So the best idea, like if that's Ravensburger, I believe. Yes, Ravensburger has these rights to both Marvel and DC at one point. They don't have DC now. And they're able to do a crossover. It's not against any contract that they've signed to get the rights to this game. Then the smartest thing that they could do is just literally make it compatible, completely 100% compatible with the Marvel villainous. And that would probably be one of their best-selling games and crossovers they've come out with. And they come out with some really good games. If you're not familiar with Ravensburger, please. Ravensburger? I would say Ravensburger. But go check out the company and the games for that. Good point, Chiru. Damon Harris. Let everyone know Damon's an old personal friend of mine. I knew him when he lived in New York City, Riverdale actually, Riverdale part of New York, and we were friends. He was in my gaming group for years, and I miss him. He's a good guy. So he says, dude, you look good. You rocking it. For 56 years old, I still got my full head of hair, but how messy it may be right now. Everything's turning gray. I used to have brown hair. We get kind of blonde streaks in it in the summertime, and I had a red beard. My mom tells me that my hair was red until I was about 3 years old, and that's when it went brown / a little blonde in the summer. Not enough to call myself a blonde or anything like that, but just a lightning during the summer. But the beard, yeah, as soon as the beard started coming in on me, the beard and mustache, it was coming in red. So, yes, I do think I look good for my age. If you see those memes that have been going around about actors in the 70s and 80s who were in their 50s, or who were in their 40s maybe, like you look at Carol O'Connor is a great example. Is Carol O'Connor playing a character? He's like 45 or 46 when he started All in the Family, and I look younger and better than him when he was 45. And keep in mind, this is a Hollywood actor. Keep pointing like he's right over here. Hello, Carol. It'd be very smelly if he was here. He's been dead a long time. But yeah, I mean, he's a professional actor in professional makeup, and he looks older than I do, and I'm 56 right now. Thank you for the compliment, Damon. We're all aging well. We're our generation, our Gen X's, man. We're aging well. I think so, anyway. So thank you for the compliment, Damon. Midday Monologue with this drop this week with the Two Gun Pixie Fall 25 catalog, and our old friend of the channel, the Shogunstein. Shogunstein says, legendary planned out content. Yes. That's how you have to do it. If you do a show, if you do a content creation show like me, what I mean by like me is one that is usually not very time sensitive. Like, I understand there's ones that cover news stories, whether they're real news stories or fake news stories, or you don't know if it's real news stories, I watch a lot of the paranormal and ufology channels. So they try to stay on top of things. Ufologists on YouTube, they need to stay on top of what's happening right now. What's Congress doing this week? What did Luna say this week? What did Burchett say this week? They need to stay on top of it. But when you're doing a channel like me, which is just reviewing and talking about games and stuff that doesn't necessarily have any timestamp on it, you can get ahead of schedule. Yes, Shogun Stan. In fact, other than doing live stuff, I have not filmed any new content in about 6 weeks, because the last 6 weeks I just decided I can't do anything but try to get this website up and running. So thank goodness I'm so massively far ahead on most of my material that it's given me the opportunity to do just that. And that's what pisses me off sometimes when you see these professional YouTubers, and I put it in quote marks like that because I call them professionals because, they do maybe 3, most 1 video a week. And then they have the nerve to be like, hey, I'm going on vacation for 2-3 weeks with my family. Yeah, they deserve to do that. But they have the nerve to say, oh, there won't be any new content. I don't got time to film things. Well, if you're only doing things like once a fucking week, then you can pre-plan and pre-video something so your fan base doesn't have to go weeks without your material. Idiots. It's so easy to do. So Legendary planned out content. Thank you, Shogun Steen. Always working on my channel, or right now on my channel, or on Legendary, the Adventurers Union. These are Legendary, so many things. All right, so Tabletop Takeout from the 16th of this month, Star Wars Imperial Assault. Another old friend of the channel, Stephen Gilbert, 8166. Hey, Stephen, what's up? Thanks for dropping the comment, watching the videos, just giving us a little bit of your time. That means a lot. In my absolute honest opinion, this is what Stephen says, my absolute honest opinion, this was perhaps the very best game Fantasy Flight Games ever made. I can literally count many hundreds of pleasurable hours immersed in this one, along with as many expansions. Okay, the game wasn't perfect, but what you could do with this thing was damn near perfection. I.e., if you were prepared to put in the time and effort in, I know where you're going with this, and I totally 100% agree. If you were willing to, i.e., if you were prepared to put in the time and the effort into making the experience more than just the sum of its parts, I think Wizards of the Coast Star Wars Miniatures game had it beat, hands down. I agree with that. But the models and the tiles that came in Imperial Assault made me feel like I was actually in the Star Wars universe back in 1977. I never liked the app and always preferred to play without it. But then again, I tended to play the game more like the original West Coast Skirmish Miniatures game anyway. But it was what I could do with the game that made it a true classic to me. It always makes me sad when a game of this caliber gets lost and forgotten about the second it stops being supported with new material, as these sure was enough material available for the system to last any gamer a lifetime. Okay, so I still agree with everything you said, but I misjudged where you were going with that. See, what I thought you were going to say, and I'm sure you're going to agree with this as well, this is on your mind, I bet, Stephen, is the fact that if you were willing to put some time into effort in it, this game was basically an RPG. Not with the depths that a true RPG like Wizards of the Coast, Star Wars, the D20 system. I love it. Absolutely love that system. No, it's not going to be as in-depth as that. It can't be. Board games, even open and sandboxy board games, still have walls, still have limitations. But that being said, not only do I think it was one of the best FFG games there are, but if you put the time and the effort into it, you could turn it into a role-playing game. You could storytell it. You could DM it, GM it. You could take all the components you have, all the characters you have, and create your missions. You're supposed to be able to do that. That's one of the options in the game. I don't know how many people did it. I've never actually went online and looked for home brewed, mission packs for this game. I've never really done that now that I think about it, but there has to be some. If there isn't, then people have definitely wasted their time. This game is made for fans of RPGs. It's a great game. The skirmish game that they had with the miniatures was a great game too, but still, compared to the full RPG that WOTC offered, WotC, then it failed in comparison to that, because you can't beat a real RPG with a real game master. You can't compare it to a board game version. You never can. But the board game version was great. It doesn't change the fact that it was great. So that's where I thought you were going with that, about how spending the time and the effort, you could make your own missions. And the more expansions you had, the more hero packs, the more villain packs you had, the better and more interesting that those could be. Thank you, Stephen. Thank you. That was a nice big comment. You spent time thinking about that. You spent time, typing that out, putting that in, and I really do appreciate that. That means a lot. You could have been doing anything else with your time, but you were here and commenting. All right, Midday Monologue from nearer the beginning of the month on the 8th, the mental health of Dungeons and Dragons. Now, yeah, I feel like I could have done a longer version of that video, but I do try to keep my videos between 5 and 10 minutes long. That seems to be my sweet spot for both videoing and editing them. But that being said, I did do my research. I did do my due diligence as far as written version of this goes. I do have a written version of this in the blog section, the Union blog section of the Adventurers Union website, which is, as I mentioned in the beginning, this video is not up yet, but that has all of the notes. Where I got this information from, where it was pulled from. I'm not just making these quotes up, these numbers up. I'm not just making up what universities were doing these tests. So in the written version that hopefully you'll be able to see soon, all the notes are in there. Johnny, Johne, sorry, JOHNHE0414, John He 0414 says, I remember the Satanic Panic of the 80s and that cheesy movie with Tom Hanks, Monsters and Mazes. It's one thing to remember that, as I do, but did you ever bother looking up the real story of that? I mean, it is really sad. Please go look up the story. But in a nutshell, this poor kid, he was Wesley Crusher. He was a young protege. He was in college, younger than, maybe he was mature enough to be in college. He was in the closet in a time period where, it was extremely scary for him. Not saying that it's any different now. I don't know the experience, but he was very scared to come out of the closet. And because of this, he was making decisions that may not have been the best. He was a little immature. He was hiding a huge secret that he felt was going to destroy his life and his family. The real story of it is he didn't get lost in any steam pipes. No, he went and hid out with a friend of his. That's what he went to hide out at a friend's place. But this reporter, this investigator guy, not a reporter, investigator guy, he latched on to the whole D&D aspect without understanding the game. And when he tracked down the kid begged him, please don't tell anyone my real story. This is why I'm freaking out. This is why I ran away. So apparently the guy made up the story. He went with the whole thing in the novel about D&D being satanic, getting lost in the steam pipes underneath the school and all this crap. It's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. Poor kid ended up trying to commit suicide once. I think he succeeded on the second time, and the kid needed help. He needed help. He didn't need this. He didn't need, okay, maybe he didn't need the truth coming out at that time and period, but he didn't need the story that came out to come out either. Horrible, absolutely horrible. And that really fueled, and that was horrible what happened to him. I'm not taking anything away from that. But because of that, everything else that happened to everyone else after this, because that really fueled the whole satanic panic. And that got more TV talk shows and talk show hosts talking about it. It was in newspapers. It was in national magazines. It was a horrible time. It absolutely was. And a lot of it had to do with that stupid freaking book. It would have been a lot better to that kid if he just said nothing. If he printed nothing. No, but he wanted to make some money on the side. All right, well, Johnny, thank you for the comment. And yeah, we all remember that horrible period. And that actually brings us around to the that was it. Not a lot of comments, but then again, I was not very active, so I understand that when I'm not active, that might not pull a lot of views and comments in. So that is partly my fault. There might be something from the end here that we missed. Yeah, we probably mixed the Pixie playthrough on the 31st. That would have happened after I did. I think that happened after I did the last month's comments. And from a friend of ours who's been watching the channel for a while, a friend of ours also on Facebook, Yuli. Yuli, thank you very much. Dubovsky, no. See, I have a friend Dubrovsky, and I see your name, and I kind of go into saying his name, and that's not your name. Yuli Dubovsky, Dubovk. I hate myself. But you put up with me. Thanks for the love, brother. Yeah, Escape the Dark Sector, one-player game on my Pixie playthrough, and you said you were so excited for this. Awesome. Slithar! You have a Facebook? Slithar, yes. And not just my own personal one. There is a Two Gun Pixie Facebook page. We also we're on X, Twitter, and we're on Instagram, and we're on Blue Sky. Is anybody on Blue Sky? The whole reason I went to Blue Sky was because a sister of mine, Marianne, she made a big announcement that she was going on Blue Sky. So I figured, I'll go follow her. So I went on Blue Sky. I haven't even connected with her on Blue Sky, but I feel like there's so few people on Blue Sky. It makes me feel like I'm in Warehouse 13 and it's like completely empty. And there's like maybe 15 other people, and we're all at the furthest parts of it from each other. We're all just yelling at each other. Hey, I got a Blue Sky page. Do you? Yes, I have a Blue Sky page too. What was that? But I'm there. So yeah, we have fun wherever we can. But yeah, I absolutely do have more stuff for the Adventurers Union. Even though the website is not up yet. That's been giving us a problem, as I mentioned in the beginning. We are all over the place. And you can contact us at the Adventurers Union 218 at gmail.com. But that's on the Adventurers Union Facebook page. We have a Facebook page for that, and that's what's acting as our default website for right now. Yeah, we're all interconnected here. I've got to connect the two. But as far as I'm concerned, the Adventurers Union is now the official sponsor of Two Gun Pixie. All right, so that brings us around and through the comments. And Slithar, I don't know anyone on Blue Sky. Nobody does. Like I said, a sister of mine went over there, and I can't even find her. Which is funny, because there's like 12, 15 people, I feel like. But then she came back over to Facebook, so I don't know how active she is over in Blue Sky right now. I don't know. I jumped on Blue Sky thinking maybe my sister's right, maybe Marianne's right. Maybe there's something happening here. Maybe there's going to be like the next big thing. So might as well get in the ground or groundish floor. No, I'm not feeling that now. Now I'm just feeling like something else I got to remember to go do every morning. But yeah, you're on Facebook now? Is that the last little... Yes, you're on Facebook now. So Two Gun Pixie. Yeah, we should be easy to find. I don't think there's anything else called Two Gun anything. There's definitely not another Two Gun Pixie there. So check us out. I need to put more stuff up. I got to put more diverse stuff up. I was doing that for a while, but now, like I said, these last like 6-8 weeks, 8-10 weeks, that I've been dedicating so much time on trying to build the website that I admit I've been letting things slide a little bit. I've been letting things slide a little bit for Two Gun Pixie on Facebook and the other sites. But every morning I make sure, if nothing else, every morning I get up, I have a pixie picture that I have made up on Bing, DALL-E 3. That you could also use GTP on Bing, but I don't like GTP for most things, and their art stuff. I actually do prefer the DALL-E 3. So I make a little DALL-E 3 pixie to go with a quick little inspirational line I think of. I got a whole book full of them I've been writing out. And I make sure that goes up for Two Gun Pixie every single morning on each of our social media sites. Then whatever else I have time, I'll remember to do during the week. But as soon as the whole Adventurers Union pulls itself together, I'm going to have more time to doing more creative work once again for Two Gun Pixie. I like your channel, so I sub. Thank you very much. I try. I try what I do here. And because this is a for fun channel, we're 8 years old and we're still just a for fun channel, the way me and Tom Vulo always planned it to be. It does make it a little tough. It does make it a little tough because we're not trying to go big, but we're having fun doing what we're doing. This slow trickle is fine. Yeah, it is. We're not trying to do anything big here. We're just here to have fun. That's it. Gaming is about fun, right? Whether it's RPGs or board games. And I think having a channel like this is about fun. Yeah, just chill. Exactly, Sladar. Exactly. Just chill. I like that. And you know what? I'm going to go chill right now. I'm going to go chill with my wife. We're going to watch some TV for the end of the night and play with our dogs, Mojo and Moxie, and be a nice end to an evening. Sladar, thank you so much for joining me. Everyone that's made a comment, thank you so much. Videos are going to keep coming. And again, remember, if you're in the New York City area, check us out. Check us out for some professional gaming service. I got some games that nobody runs, like Ghostbusters, the RPG. Nobody runs that. Nobody's running White Wolf Werewolf games, as far as I know. Next year, I'm going to start offering Ralph Bakshi's Wizards by Wit Publishing. Nobody knows that, but if you know the cartoon movie I'm talking about, it just perked your interest. By the way, my camera is reversed. Shogunstein, what's up? You're here for the end here, huh, buddy? You're not in New York City, but if you were, I'd give you a discount. Is my camera reversed? It doesn't look that way to me. Probably is. All the lives are always reversed. That's why my TikTok, I film my TikTok and I edit it on, just like I do for my videos. I edit it through my Power Director on my phone, and then I upload it on TikTok because it bothers me that everyone on TikTok's reversed. Why don't you just click a button while you're editing and you can unreverse it? I don't know. But I can't do that here when I'm live. So that's what. All right, everyone. Shogunstein, Slithar, thank you very much. It's a Monday night here in New York City, and I hope you all have a great Tuesday and a better rest of the week. I'm your buddy Big Johnny G for Two Gun Picture presents Legendary Gaming, and